Greetings, beloved Star Child Rising. You are in Christina's Corner, and I am Christina. Welcome back to the podcast where I have the opportunity and the honor to highlight and celebrate individuals who are out here leveraging their skills and their talents to make a positive impact on this world. And so today, we have the distinct pleasure of speaking with a truly dynamic individual who embodies passion, service, and entrepreneurial spirit. Nicole Daly, the owner and master stylist behind Hair Journeys Salon and Beauty Bar. Nicole's journey is a powerful blend of dedication to her craft, commitment to her community, and the inspiring drive to build her own vision. As a veteran of the Army and Air Force, Nicole seamlessly transitioned her discipline and dedication into the beauty industry, creating a salon that prioritizes a unique, enjoyable, and elegant experience for every client. From mastering natural hair in Brooklyn to serving the capital region of New York with cuts, colors, and a wide array of specialized services, Nicole's expertise is undeniable. Beyond the salon, her commitment shines through her work with veteran communities and her inspiring engagement with students, sharing her knowledge of Black hair care and the act of self care. Get ready to be inspired by a woman who is not only transforming hair, but also fostering confidence and connection. Welcome to my dear friend, Nicole Daly. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you. What a lovely introduction.
I
Wow.
think so much of you. I think so much of you. You know that. We've
Yes, I
talked.
never knew that you felt so, strongly and, you know, you felt like that about me. It's just like, what? I just be doing your hair, girl. And I
Well,
didn't really think that I
you know,
inspired you that much.
Black hair care, going to get our hair done as a Black woman is a sacred experience, right? You know
Mm-hmm.
that. And so when I started my podcast, um, I wanted to focus on people who are using their talents to make a difference, but helping to heal people. And what you do is very, very healing. And we'll get more into that later. But you were at the top of my list as someone that I needed to get in contact with because my daughter and we spent several years with you while we were living up there.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot to me. Meant a lot to me to have a space like that to go
Mhm.
to
Wow.
sit for hours.
Yeah. And it was ours. It
Yeah,
was.
absolutely. But it was
But it
enjoyable.
was good. Yeah, it was great.
So, Nicole, what I do in the podcast is I always ask 6 questions. And the first one is always to ask you to take us back to your childhood. Like, what was your
Mhm.
upbringing like? Were you always doing everybody's hair? Is there anything in your childhood or upbringing that gave you clues that you were going to be into beauty or some type of service industry?
Absolutely. Well, I grew up as an artistic child. I was that child that I drew, I was drawing, I was writing books, I was crocheting, I was doing hair. And
Okay.
so I would take anyone as my canvas. Even my dad. My dad would let me do his hair at a very young age. I think I was around 4 or 5. And he would just sit, he would lay on the bed, watch TV, and I would go on his back and I would just do all types of, have all types of barrettes and put all types of barrettes in his hair. And he was like so patient and he was so good. Like, I think, right. And I never thought of it as anything, but I think that's where it sparked in me that I had that talent and it was something that came easy to me.
Hmm.
Growing up, like my sister also had, she did hair as well, and my sister-in-law did hair as well. My sister-in-law was a barber, and so I was pretty much surrounded around them. They're 10 to 16 years older than me, and they were always doing hair, doing other people's hair, doing my mom's, my aunt's, and I just grew up watching it. And I just picked up things as whatever they did, I would just pick it up. And I started to do it on my own at a very young age. I even had my sister friends. They were so terrible. They would like say, "Oh yeah, Nicole, let me. Could you do my hair? You give me all these braids," and I'll be like, "Sure." And they're like, "Oh, I'll pay you," and I'm so excited. And then they would never, never give me a dime. I was like, what happened to your friend? She's not gonna give me the money that she said she owed me. And I was like, oh, there. That was the entrepreneurial spirit in me because I
Right.
was not letting that go. And I was like thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta find her. I gotta get my money. I gotta get my money. But I I would just do people's hair. I have photos of like being very young, and you can see me just enjoying the craft, just doing people's hair and making people feel good about themselves at such a young age. So
Yeah.
I
And
think it
that, you know,
came
that,
out.
you're sharing that story. Any of us who go on a regular basis or semi-regular basis, like I did,
Mhm.
to get our hair done, we know how important it is to walk into an environment where we feel comfortable.
Oh,
And you know
yes.
what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so just knowing how to do hair isn't going to cut it to be successful in the work that you do. And so
Right.
one of the first things I noticed when I walked into your salon for the first time was how happy, how genuinely happy you were to be doing what you were doing, and the way you just masterfully worked, your different clients, and the constant infectious laughter that was going on. And that type of laughter that you have, we've already heard a little bit of it today,
Yeah.
is not something that you can fake. You
Right.
really enjoy what you do and it comes through, you're spreading that positive energy.
Yes.
So I know, and your clients know how uplifting your presence is. My question for you, this is number two, is how do you see the work that you do, the act of styling and caring for hair, as a form of healing, both for your clients and for you?
Well, like, I had mentioned to you before, in the beginning, I really didn't know I was being put in a position to heal. I was just doing something that I felt came natural and easy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it, for people with ease. And as a result, people enjoyed what I gave them and it made them happy. So I was just like, okay, this transactional service right here is good. I do your hair, you make me feel good, you pay me, and you like the experience and you like the service that I provided and your hair. And so we're good. It's only about recently, I would say in the past 5 years, when I've realized that I was touching more than just hair. I realized that a lot of people were coming to release a load, and so to speak. Um, and so I would the conversations would start to get heavier and heavier, and emotions would come out. People would start crying as they're trying to explain to me
Mm.
their journey with their hair and what happened in their lives and why they either have the hair, why they, you know, decided to come to me, why they have the hair that they have, and what they were looking to get out of it. And that's when I've realized that this is just not about me being a hairstylist. This is more than that. And when I began to notice that, I started to do things for myself to just to kind of be more conscious of the people that I was interacting with, be more sensitive to their experience that they were having, and just to, acknowledge people, make sure that
Mm,
people are heard. Because I think, honestly, and I hear it a lot when people go to salons and they get their hair done by different stylists. It's like they're talking to them and they're not getting the result that they want because they feel like the stylist either does what they want to do, or they're trying to convince them to do otherwise, or whatever story it may be. And I just try to be more conscious about what I am trying to do for them. And sometimes it's really not about the hair, it's just having someone listen to them
mhm,
and give them what they're asking for, which is a ear, someone
mhm,
to listen and understand, and or even someone to talk to that really, not to say that I don't care, but that won't, like the conversation won't move anywhere, because there's no judgment here, and there's no need for me to say anything to anyone else because it's not my secret to tell. So,
mhm,
and I think people pick that up even when when I have new clients and they're coming to me, they're like, you have 5-star reviews and people are always so happy to come here and the experience is good. And I'm like, I do? I'm like, I know somebody was mad because they didn't get what they want. And I'm like, I know it's not, but I think people are seeing past that when they read the reviews and they're seeing that um, I'm connecting with them.
mhm,
And when they see that, they want that connection as well. And so I feel like that's when, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to just heal people emotionally.
mhm,
And, especially for women of color, our hair has, it's a lot of trauma behind our hair.
mhm,
And I think that just me being who I am and listening to people is just what have made me successful in doing what I do.
mhm. And being able to cultivate those relationships with your clients and deeply connecting with them, so you give them a combination of what they're looking for and what you need based upon your expertise is, I would assume, healing for you as well, to know
Yes.
that you're making that type of an impact and becoming, a stronger active listener and
Mm-hmm.
more of a, compassionate, empathetic human being. And that's where we all want to go, right? So
Absolutely.
thank you for being you.
I try, honey. No,
Yes, you do. Yes, you
thank you.
do. You do a great job. You do. And I've been to many salons. There's the great the ones that are that create the type of environment, that people want to
Mhm.
belong to. Those are the ones where people want to stick to and stick around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can take our money and go elsewhere.
Right. Right. Or you
So
can, a lot of people are talented. They can do their own hair, or, go to their cousin because they watched a whole bunch of YouTubes and they can slay a hairdo.
yeah.
But, I feel like because we are in the day and age of knowledge, having someone come to a salon and spend the type of money that they're spending, that has to be a
Mm-hmm.
gift for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people don't have to do that.
Yeah. And so for number three, when we talk about taking it, to another level, um, building and sustaining your own business, especially in the challenging beauty industry, is a significant feat, right?
Mhm.
Can you share one or two milestone experiences in your career where, you made the decision that hair journeys, it solidified your conviction that this is where you wanted to go. This was going to be yours and you were going to own it.
So when I have so many experiences, but I think the one that stands out to me the most throughout the years is when I was nominated and I received a Small Business of Excellence Award by the Small Business Administration. And it was an award that they give. I think they choose 8 small businesses a year, and it's world or statewide. I think I'm not sure if it's worldwide, but I think it's United States governs it, and and they highlight small businesses that are um, doing well and taking the bar and really putting back into the community, and they highlight those businesses and all that stuff. So early in my career with the salon, I had someone email me and told me that they nominated me for this award. It was someone that I have briefly worked with at the Chamber of Commerce, the Albany Chamber of Commerce. And so I was very taken back because at the time I was not doing well in my business. I was learning a lot of things that, people really don't tell you, and things that you don't know until you're in it about business, like how to manage people, payroll, um, hiring. And hiring was my biggest issue, getting a good team, a good staff together so that I can run my business
Mhm.
successfully. So when I got the email for the nomination, I was like, what are they talking about? I'm like, not in the state of mind to celebrate because I'm feeling like a failure at the current
Mm.
moment. And um, so I called the person and they were like, congratulations, we're so excited. And so then I was like, I don't understand how I got nominated for this. How did I get nominated? Because if you asked me for financials, it would be negatives. So I didn't understand how I got to this position. And so he was very transparent, and he said, you know what, a lot of people felt like I was making a mistake when I nominated you, and um, but I felt that you were the reason why I'm giving this award. I'm nominating you. And it wasn't because of your business. And most of the time, it's businesses that are being nominated
Mhm.
and receiving the award. And he said, I believe in you. And
Mm.
when he said that, it just sparked a light in me and made me realize that I am an entrepreneur, and that what that I'm really good at doing what I do. I think that maybe I had some issues because of the type of business, being in the beauty industry, especially owning a salon beauty industry and salons are one of the most fragmented businesses in the United States. People don't have to stay. People take people behind your back and do their hair somewhere else. Like it's just really difficult to hold that type of business down. To hold people, you have to have a really good marketing, a really good business plan and idea to kind of keep people within that business. And so when he told me that, I was like, whoa, like I can't believe it. And when I went to receive the award, I was sitting next to multi-million dollar businesses, and I am
Wow.
the only small business. I It was like big tech companies in the capital region, big businesses. And I'm just like, wow, like you really see the potential in me
Mm-hmm.
that I don't even see in myself. So from that, it just made me realize that I have a talent and I do like I'm really good at what I do. I just need to bring that out. And so over the years, I've been working and doing that. But for me, I was just like, he sees me as a leader. Like, he doesn't see me, he's not looking at my business and making a judgment based off of how whatever I can show. He's looking at me and the potential. And obviously, or well, not obvious, but eventually I was able to match what everything that he was saying, and I was able to grow my business. I was able to get to the point where I was able to purchase a building and a half staff and do all the things that a true entrepreneur is supposed to do. And so that's when I was like, wow, I guess I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, so if I can name any experience, I want to say that experience is what really stood in my mind. And when entrepreneurship gets tough, because it gets tough for everyone, it goes up and down, and you really have to be open to change and risk. When you are doing those things and you're open, then that's when things will work out for you. So for me, just being able to just being able to know that he's seeing that,
Mm-hmm.
that just made me feel like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
These are the people I'm supposed to be around. These are the things that I'm supposed to go through, and I'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. And you were also really good at holding the vision of what you wanted hair journeys to be. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we had a lot of conversations about that. So it's been a couple years since I've been there. So you have a team now there. Talk us through a little bit about what type of experience somebody can have if they come to Hair Journey.
Well, if you come to Hair Journeys, the first thing when you walk in, you will feel like you're in an oasis. The
True,
first the
true.
first thing people come in and they're like, "Oh, it smells so nice. The music is so good." And then when they walk into the salon, they're like, "Oh, it's so nice in here." And it's not the I feel like it's not only the things, because they have some really nice salons in the capital region. And I think um, people can get people can make things nice easily these days. I feel like back then it was hard because you had to have a whole bunch of money and all that stuff. But now we are in the day and age where people are creative, and you got like places like Sheen where you can get things for super cheap and make your space look like you spend $1 million.
Right.
So I don't think it's the furniture and the things. I want to say, I feel like it's the space in itself. We have large windows, so you see bright light, lots of light coming in, like greenery, flowers, like plants. So you have nice oxygen,
Mhm.
you can breathe. And as soon as you walk in, the air is fresh. Like it doesn't, there's no staleness. You feel light, like it's light in there. And people are like, yeah, I want to be here. I want whoever's in here to touch me. And I feel like that is exactly what I had envisioned, and it's finally coming to light. And I think I've went through all the things that I went through because I had to come to this point where realizing having my own physical space so that I can really concentrate on building the space the way I need to is what I was supposed to do.
Mm. Hmm.
Instead of having these different types of landlords coming in trying to with their energy and
Right.
and trying to create chaos in a space that's supposed to be calming and peaceful from the ground up. And so I think I had to go through everything that I've gone through in order to realize that that's what I needed in order to make this space the space of the capital region.
Hmm.
And that's what I have now.
Hmm.
So we have five people that are with us. We have someone that works at the front desk. We have a massage therapist, a makeup artist, and another stylist. And
Wow.
I'm
You got
constantly,
5 people, Nicole,
I
that you
know,
approve of?
right? With the right type of energy. It's
Right,
and
right.
so to me, that is huge because it took 12 years to do that.
Mhm.
And I'm praying and I'm hoping that they end up being the people that I want them to be and that they made themselves out to be. But so far, so good. So I
Mhm.
feel really proud and really comfortable about that.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Because I know even the couple of years that we were there with you, there were always like challenges that you just navigated like a boss bee. Just, you didn't go off. You were like, you could tell you were angered by some and frustrated, but you were like, you never, you never retreated. You were like, this is what I got to do. So I got to do what I got to do. And very inspiring.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Um, Number 4, congratulations are in order because you recently got married
Yes, I'm
and you're a
engaged
new mom.
now. Yes,
Congratulations.
thank you.
So, balancing the demands of, your business and family life is, I know, a constant juggling act. And so, how do you prioritize self-care and how do you find balance amidst doing all that with your, you know, being an entrepreneur and being a mom and a wife?
Well, every mom knows that being a mother is hard work. It's hard and it's a lot of work. So adding on being an entrepreneur and being a wife, it's like my head's still on. So
Right.
I think I'm slowly getting it down packed. But what I learned early on is that it's okay for me to put myself in my calendar. And so I make
Mm.
appointments for myself. As much
Mm.
as I take appointments for other people, I take one for myself.
I
I
love
have
that.
time. Yeah, I you have to because I feel like if I don't, I usually will put everyone first.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had experiences where my body broke down because I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really doing the things that I needed to do to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got married, and especially when I had my baby, in the first couple of weeks, I had felt like I didn't really feel like myself. Well, obviously, I'm
Mm-hmm.
healing. I have this new person that I have to take care of that solely relies on me. And I look crazy. Like I was like, I haven't done my hair, I haven't done my nails, my toenails are chipping. And then I'm like, you know what? This is not this is not me. And although I have responsibilities, when I start getting back into the groove of things, I have to put myself as a client as well. And so I started to do that. I would put in a hair appointment. I don't need to do my hair I can do my hair myself, but I make a hair appointment because I need that time. I need that interaction with people like my peers, people who are like me, who are mothers, who are hairstylists, who are entrepreneurs. And so we can talk and I can feel like a human again and know that, I'm not on this journey alone. There are other people that experience the same thing. So I put myself in once or twice a week. Oh, I got to do my eyebrows. Let me see. I'll put a 10 o'clock appointment for me to go do my eyebrows, and that would just be for me. And if that means having to take one less client for work, then that's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
But taking care of me will allow me to take care of other people. And so I always try to remember that, and I try to do that. So when I tell people to do that, even clients, I'm practicing what I preach.
Good.
So
Good
when
for
they
you.
come in, they apologize. I'm sorry, I didn't comb my hair for this long or whatever. And I'm just like, you better schedule me before you leave because it's your time. And they're like, you're right. So
Yeah,
that's something that I would definitely recommend for anyone
I love
is
that.
to put yourself in your calendar.
And you're still honeymooning? Do you have like a set day for a date to go out, but for
You
you and your
know,
husband?
to be honest, that is one thing that we have not mastered yet.
Okay.
And I think it's because we are both entrepreneurs
Mm,
and we're both wearing the hats of the boss and the caregiver. So we don't have much family up here. When family comes in to visit, then it's good. It gives us a time to kind of reconnect with each other, but we haven't done the date night stuff yet, which we're trying to work on it. But we did work on putting like having time together as opposed to going somewhere or at
right.
least just spending quality time.
Hmm.
So that's one thing I have to say we've done, where it's just me and him, and we're just getting to continue to get to know each other deeply.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wish, and hopefully soon, because we didn't get to have a real true honeymoon. So I'm hoping next year because we have so many different projects happening right now that we haven't had time to like go away. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
that'll come soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like you said, you got to make the time. If you don't make it, it won't happen. So
Exactly.
you got to
Exactly.
put it on the calendar, right?
Yes.
I love that.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you. All right. Number 5. So, another thing that I find inspiring about you is your commitment to the community. And so, I remember when I was working upstate and I invited you to come and chat with a group of students from the boarding school while I was working. And the students were from all parts of the world, We had our domestic students, and then we had our kids from the African nations that were there. And you had them, Nicole, you had them totally captivated as you, I don't know what I was expecting, but you masterfully led a conversation about black hair care products. And then you also tied it to self care and self image and how important that is. And you invited them into the conversation, and they loved it. I mean, if you remember, that was just a great, great experience. So, my
Yes.
question to you is what inspires you to be so actively involved in giving back? And how do you see this aspect of your work connecting with your broader mission?
Well, like I said before, sometimes you do things subconsciously, like you just do it and you don't know that you're doing it for a purpose or a reason. When I decided to talk to the students at the school, it was a part of me that felt like I needed to tell at least one person that their hair is beautiful in whatever shape, texture, form it is. And I grew up in an era where colorization and having pretty hair, soft textured hair was like the thing. If you had any type of um, tightly curled pattern, your hair was considered nappy and nasty and hard, and we had to press it out and we had to wash it and put a whole bunch of grease on it and burn your hair down so that it can be smooth in order for you to get it done. And those experiences is traumatizing. And if I just had one person telling me that your hair, there's nothing wrong with your hair is nice, your hair is fine, then I think a lot of the things that I battle with self esteem wise would not be an issue.
Mm,
It doesn't have to be this long, dragged out mentorship of somebody coming in and carrying you and teaching you. It's just someone saying, hey, your curl pattern is pretty. If you have this tight zigzag coil that, is closely to your head, and you want to wear it out. So I felt the need to be that person just to say, like, our hair, it doesn't matter. It's not everything, but it is something that, you know, really works with our self esteem, which really touches our self esteem. So your hair is beautiful. You don't have to worry about it. Focus on your education, but you still want to be able to maintain it. You want to feel confident and within yourself. And I feel like when you have confidence in yourself, then even if your hair is short, like I have a short cut or whatever, you put more pride into it. You'll get up and put moisturizer in it, and you'll comb it, and or you'll make sure you look good. And I just wanted the girls to know that, the students to know that your hair is important. Your hair is your beauty.
mhm,
It's not everything, but it does help with your self-esteem. And
mm.
so I feel like if we have more people, and nowadays, like, people can walk around with afros and different color hairs, and no one thinks anything of it.
Right.
When I was growing up, you could not even do that. It was just taboo. Even to have a natural hair was taboo. If you had it out, it had to be pressed. So I feel like this is amazing where we've come. Like, we've come
Mm-hmm.
so far. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be a part of that. And I want to be a positive person within the community, just saying, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking when, when you were just talking about how times have changed, like back in the day growing up, like you said, we would burn our hair, perm it, and all of that to make it straight, bone straight, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, but we've got to a point now where, like, between my braid up sessions, if I want to take my hair out, I love this part where I could just take it all out and just wear it like however it comes out,
Right.
and not think anything of it. I
Exactly.
think that's a combination of age,
Mhm.
being like, this is who I am.
Right.
You
But
know what
I
I mean?
think more people are accepting to it too.
More people too,
Like
yes.
no one is saying anything. Like it's normal to see you have your hair out big like that.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
it was 30 years, 40 years ago, people would be like, you didn't
yeah,
comb your hair?
yeah, yeah. Now it's like, I love your hair, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
do you still, I know at some point you were working with veterans, like going back and um, working with veterans, giving them
Okay.
haircuts and stuff like that. Are you still doing that?
So no, I did that on a mission, on the COVID-19 mission when we were activated to go to New York City,
Mm,
and there was no options for people to get their hair cut because we were 100% shut down. And so I had the skill, I had the license, I had the insurance. So I spoke to the higher ups and I said, since I'm on this mission, because I was already on it and I have all the credentials, um, I can cut a few people's hair. And
mhm,
so they thought about it and they looked at it and they were like, why not? Because they knew that people morale will be higher if they look in the mirror and they saw that they look clean. People, regardless of age, race, they value their appearance. And by me cutting the guy's hair for them, because I did mostly guys, I just did a few women, but because women hair takes a little longer. But the guys were like, they were so happy. It was like night and day just because I cut their hair. And so I did that, but I it was just for that mission. So I don't do that anymore. Because I'm like, I got off on a tangent. I'm like, what did she say?
What did what I don't remember if it was you I was talking to or if I was talking to somebody else or heard this somewhere, but or read it. Um, but there are some hairstylists who will target going to live, near Air Force bases
Mm,
all around the world just because there are some places, like overseas, maybe like in East Asia, if they're stationed over there, that people can't find anyone to get their hair done. So there are professional hairstylists who are making a living. Was it you I was talking to, or I just read this?
no,
But
this
isn't that
is the first
interesting?
I'm hearing. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
interesting. And it makes sense because, when you are deployed to these various places, not every place is a hazardous deployment. Like you can just go to like be deployed to Japan or whatever. But wherever you get these activations, there's never really many people to do
Mm-hmm.
hair, especially women of color.
Mm-hmm.
There is barely anyone to do our hair.
Mm-hmm.
So having that option is
Yeah.
amazing. And kudos to those stylists that can do that. I
Yeah.
would love to organize a business like that, but I would have to have the stylist, a dedicated stylist that would do that. But that's an amazing
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. And I'm thinking more and more now that, people are looking at other options, from being in this country to live because of the current climate that's going on,
Mhm.
that, that's something that you would take into consideration based upon, well, where would I want to live and who's going to do my hair? That's
Right,
the one of
right.
the first things you would think about, right? I mean, it's
Mhm.
important. It's important
It
to
really
us.
is. Yeah, it
So,
is important.
so
Yeah.
thank you for keeping up with your community engagement. It means it means a lot.
Absolutely.
So how long now has Hair Journeys been in business? How many years now? Is it
12 years.
12 years?
Mhm.
Congratulations, 12
Thank
years.
you. I can't even believe it. I'm like, wow, 12 years
Yeah.
is a long time.
Yeah. So congratulations. So
Thank
the last question is two-part. The first part is looking ahead. What are some of your aspirations for the future of Hair Journeys and for you personally?
you. Mhm.
And then the second part is you were so very inspiring to me in your no nonsense Torian way and your kind of pushy and bossy Aryan moon way, like translate, what you waiting on?
Right.
When I would talk about my vision for my astrology business and all of this, and you're like, "What you waiting on?" I was like, "I don't know if the time's like, what are you waiting on? Just go
Right.
ahead and do it. What's stopping you?" That type
Right.
of conversation. I really appreciate that because you knew me well enough in the couple of years that you knew me how to approach the conversation, and you knew it was something that I had a passion about, and you helped with your experience and wisdom kind of guide me to that which I've been able to do now. So I really appreciate you. So the second part of the question is what kind of advice do you have for other aspiring salon business owners or anyone who wants to become an entrepreneur? So first, what are your aspirations for Hair Journeys and yourself? And then second, what advice do you have for others who want to be a business owner?
Okay. So the first question, I would love to create a safe space for hair all over the world. I
Mm,
want to have that special salon that people can go to feel comfortable, to be able to express themselves and not be judged, and actually, get the style that they're looking for and really love it in wherever they go. So my vision for the salon is to be able to master what I'm doing so I can franchise it or even replicate it and be able to have multiple of the same experiences in different towns and states and locations. So that's one. And also, being able to be a point of contact for different products and whatever you need to help your hair grow, because a lot of people have that issue of their hair not being as healthy and as vibrant as they would want it to, and or the potential that the hair can have because it keeps breaking. They don't know the right products. And there's a ton of stuff out there. So I also want to be able to be that place where people can be like, oh, go to Hair Journeys. They have that product there. You can use that product.
okay.
Just be that point of contact for people so they don't have to worry.
Hmm.
And so your second question, My advice to entrepreneurs and people who want to get into the business of beauty is that do it, just do it. And, hard work, like there's nothing, anything good does not come easy. Just know that there will be ups and downs. There'll be a lot of lonely days where you can't go to this event or that event because you have to focus on this one thing. But do know that that's not forever, and that it does come to a point where all of your hard work will come to flourish. As long as you keep steady and keep at it, it will flourish. So, like I said to you, I do it. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, our mind, like mine, could come up with 1,000 reasons,
Right.
Really, the biggest one is I'm gonna make money, um, but one of the things that I've learned from your very wise advice to just do it is that when you take the leap to do what you feel called to do, the universe has this way of kind of stepping in and,
Yes.
you know,
Planting the
clearing a
seed for
path,
you.
kind of
Mhm.
for you to make sure that like, yeah, okay, okay, this is what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do. And so, it helps you to navigate through some of those ups and downs. And so, so maybe I'm not at a point where I can do this full time right now. I may have to take another job or two,
Mhm.
but I'm still working on what I feel called to do and what I really enjoy. And isn't that what life is all about,
It is absolutely.
Yeah.
And the universe listens when
Mm-hmm.
you talk. God listens when you talk. The
Mm-hmm.
more you focus on something, the more it comes to light. So you focus, you write your thoughts down, you write your goals down, you manifest your goals, and they will come true. The money will come. The money will come.
Mm-hmm.
Money is fluid, so it will always come to you. Like it's not something that stops, it rotates, it makes the world go round. So never feel if you don't have it now that you won't ever have it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you always think that way and you focus on what you're supposed to do, opportunities of money will come
Mm-hmm.
towards you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I so appreciate and honor you for who you are, Nicole. I have so much love for you, so much
Oh,
respect
thank
for you,
you.
and
I
you are
love
so very
you too.
inspiring. And I know that anyone who feels called to watch this whenever they watch this are supposed to watch it whenever they watch it. And so,
Absolutely.
thank you for taking time out of your really busy schedule to have this conversation. And hopefully we can do it again.
Yes.
Um, we have a lot more things to catch up on, and you have some very lofty goals that. I just love.
Mhm.
So I'd love to, keep abreast of what's going on as, our journey unfolds, continues to unfold.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to thank you for having me on
Absolutely.
this. This is such an amazing idea. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
How
you.
about
Thank
you
you.
listen to me?
Yeah,
But you,
Nicole, I'm not sure if I told you, but once I got started, I wrote several books,
yeah,
like boom,
I was
boom,
just
boom. Like,
going to say you went full force. You
hmm
exceeded my expectations.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm like,
Mine too.
I'm like all of like even with your emails and you have the link to the website and I'm
Hmm.
just like, wow, you
Yeah,
really did
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Usually people will say, "Oh, I got this," and they'll start a little thing, but
Right.
you really did it. And
Yeah.
I am super proud of you. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
It's
You're doing it.
it's yeah, it's amazing how, the universe kind of jumps in and provides
Yeah,
support for you, enable,
sure.
the time and the mindset to be able to put thoughts and to initiate, you know, things that I feel bring me joy. And
Yeah,
so I really love doing this. So we got to
yeah,
do it again.
absolutely. I can see it in your face and your energy.
Yeah.
It just lightens you up. So
Yeah.
I will love to do this again with you.
You too.
Even though I do not like public speaking and all that stuff.
No.
I will definitely do it for you.
Yeah. And you were great. Anybody who is, used to getting their hair done, anybody with black hair understands. Anybody in the beauty services understands how healing it is. The industry can be if you
Mhm.
are called to do what you do, and you're definitely called to do what you do. So I appreciate you. And anybody who's listening, love and light to you. See you on the next episode of Christina's Corner. Bye bye.